Hello there, welcome. So before we start, okay, I'm done. All right, so today I'm going to rate every team season. At some point as well, I'll do a second ladder prediction video through Squiggle to just have, with my updated knowledge of the first few rounds, do ladder predictions. But that might be in like next week or the week after, but we'll see. I might wait a few rounds, maybe wait till the bye rounds begin, maybe around then. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to look at every team and I'm going to tell you if they're exceeding expectations, whether they are doing great but where they should be, doing bad but where they should be, or underachievers or just bad. So these are the four categories. I know it's not as broad as it should be, but that is what I'm doing. Okay, so let me just make sure every team is here. That is 18 and there's no duplicates, so we are good. We are good to go. North Melbourne. I'm gonna say North are where they should be. They are doing badly. By the way, this is not based on my expectations from the start of the season or based on my other predictions or my season predictions. This is based on the first 9 rounds and how each team has played in the first 9 rounds. I need to clarify that as well. So this is not based on my start of season predictions, but I think I put North quite low anyway. Anyway, yeah, doing bad at where they should be. That's where I think North are. They are doing badly, yes, but they are where they should be. They shouldn't really be anywhere above the bottom 4 at this point. I think at some point they will go back to being a good team that will at least, be a finals contender, but they are many years away from that. So we shall move on from there. Richmond, they have won 1 game and it was against the leaders Sydney, who've lost 1 game all season, and it was somehow 17th place Richmond. That is the only game keeping them above North Melbourne and of course percentage too. But what are they doing? How are they doing? You see, for me, either they are here or they're here. This might annoy some people, but I will put them here. I'm gonna say I don't think they're a team worthy of like being up here, but I would have thought they would be a bit higher than this. I didn't have them down as, I mean, obviously I'm not predicting this based on this previous season, so I just mentioned that. I'm not basing this off start of season predictions. Having said that, I think they should be doing better than they are, even though they are terrible. I think they should be higher than 17th. Maybe that's controversial, I don't know. But just based on the 9 rounds, I don't think they're as bad as people make them out to be. They did manage to beat Sydney as well, so that has to be pointed out. I just feel like 17th, they should be doing better than that, but also not that much better. At best, Hawthorn's position, at best. But 17th, I think, is like, even by their bad standards right now, it's a bit low. Okay, West Coast. Again, this is based on the ladder, based on what they're doing. I think them winning the 2 games they've won so far, and there's games where they've been close but not won the game. Essendon, one of the examples. I think they're doing better than what they should be doing. I think they should be doing Richmond are doing, actually. So maybe a bit better than North. But I honestly, even though they're sitting 16th and it sounds ridiculous, and they've only won 2 out of 9, they've won 2 games. And there's other games, at least a couple more games, where they've actually looked like they can do something. They don't look completely hopeless. And that has surprised me a bit. Because I don't think their team's improved that much since the last 2 years in terms of like how the squad is. But they're already doing better. And I feel they will get more than 2 wins. So I'm going to put them there because I think they're doing better than what they should be doing. And now I think you get the point of this tier maker. It's not about, oh, best to worst. It's about how they're doing based on their position. And their position compared to how good I think they should be. Hawthorn, which is my team, I'd say we're exceeding as well. And I know I'm a Hawthorn fan. I mean, you can literally see. But we are getting 3 wins. That we're doing better than we should be. To be fair, the 3 games we won, North Melbourne, Bulldogs, that's, to be fair, it's pretty impressive. But the Bulldogs do tend to choke against bad teams. Last year, they were fighting for the 8 and they lost to Hawthorn and West Coast consecutively. So that does happen to them. But yeah, they would beat the Saints as well, who also are known to struggle in certain games where they shouldn't struggle. So even though the teams they played against maybe weren't good enough performance-wise, beating all three of them, especially the Saints and Bulldogs, was, I think, pretty impressive. And considering we've looked hopeless in so many games, I think it's pretty impressive that we got 3 wins out of 9. I don't know where that's come from, but I'm very happy. St Kilda, underachievers. I don't think the ranking really matters this much, but like, I'm going to put them as underachievers. I think they're doing worse than what they should. I did not put them in the 8 anyway. I'm pretty sure I had the predictions. Again, this is not based on those predictions, but still, like, even I don't think I expected them to do that well, but they are doing worse than they should be. I mean, just look who they're level with. They're right next to Hawthorn. Like, that shouldn't be a thing for St Kilda. They shouldn't be on the same wins as Hawthorn. So, underachievers, 100%. Brisbane Lions, 100% underachievers, bro, 100%. Last year, they won didn't win the flag, but the last 5-6 years or so, they were in the 8s every single year. They finished 2nd twice. They finished, I think, 4th once. They finished 6th or something. They were great regular season. But in the finals, not so much. But in the 2022 finals, they beat Richmond and Melbourne back-to-back. That was finally a sign that they could actually perform in the finals. And the following year, that proved to be true. They were great again regular season, and they got the finals form correct. And obviously, they had the Gabba factor, winning every game there. They got to the grand final. Obviously, not so good at the MCG, but they almost beat Collingwood. And Collingwood were the best team that year. They were by far the best team that year. And they were so close. They were just 5 points away from winning. And who knows, on another day, they could have won that game. But they were competitive, and they almost won the flag. They were 5 points away. This season, they have been a shadow of that team. I don't know what's happened, because I don't think their team has like gone backwards in terms of like talent and the squad. They've got a talented squad that should be fighting for premierships, and that's why they're down here, because they're a shadow of the team they were last year. They're making more errors. They're not as good, and the biggest thing is they can't go 4 quarters for some reason. Their only good game, I feel, was Melbourne. Gold Coast, they didn't score for like a quarter and a half, but Gold Coast were just terrible in that game, so that saved them a bit. North Melbourne, that's North Melbourne, I mean, come on. And they just drew with Adelaide as well, of course. Like, same wins as Hawthorn. Same wins as Hawthorn. What else do I say? One good game was Melbourne. The rest of the games, they have shown time and time again that they can't manage an entire game. Even against the Giants away, when the Giants were like on a win streak, they had a better first half. They were leading in the first half. Second half, Giants blew them away, and it's partly because the Giants are very good, of course. But the Lions have not been good enough keeping up with the pace of games. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's injuries specifically that they got an injury in round 1, I think, in against Carlton in the opening round that kind of helped Carlton come back. But it can't just be injuries. There's something wrong there. There's something wrong. And I think that Carlton game at the start really set the tone for their season as well. So I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know if the players have just had it. I don't know what it is. But they can't go 4 quarters. And it's costing them a lot of games. And there are plenty of games where they play well for like a half or a quarter. And then that team disappears the rest of the game. Like, where's it gone? So yeah, I struggle to see how they're going to be a contender this year, just based on the first 9 rounds. There's a long way to go. They could turn it around, but I am disappointed because I like them a lot. I was at the game against Port Adelaide in the finals last year. I sang their song on the way back to my hotel. I was very happy to see him do well. I was sad to see him lose the grand final. I'm just like, where is this team this year? They're not there anymore. Adelaide, underachievers too. Maybe not as bad as Brisbane. But they're underachievers too, for sure. Last year, they almost made the 8. In fact, they probably should have been there if it wasn't for the umpires against Sydney. But they were almost a finals contender. I thought, again, I shouldn't base this on season predictions, but I just feel like they should be higher based off the previous season. They should be higher. They should be doing better. but they've gone backwards. They're worse. So it's, again, same wins as Hawthorn. If you got the same wins as Hawthorn and you're one of these three teams, you're underachieving. Even the Bulldogs have only got one more win than Hawthorn. I mean, come on. This is not... If you look at how bad Hawthorn have been most of the games this year, like, it's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. But, yeah, Adelaide are underachievers. Carlton! I think they're 7th, I think, is underachieving. But, like... they're only 2 points off third. I don't consider that bad, even though they are sitting 7th. I think they're doing well. I think they're where they should be. Yes, they've lost a few games here and there, but again, same record as 4th, 5th, and 6th. So I can't really yeah, they're 7th, but only on percentage. So I think they're where they should be. They are fighting for a top 4 spot. That's where they should be. Collingwood. You see, I want to put them here because they shouldn't be that low down. But I'm gonna put there should be a doing okay one. There should be a doing okay one. Wait, what? Whoa, how does that do? That's sick. I didn't know I could do that. Anyway, do it okay. That's where Collingwood are. Ignore the colours. You know what? We'll make this blue or something. Yeah, that colour scheme makes no sense, but screw it. I'm going to put them doing okay because this is definitely underachieving, but I don't think underachieving anywhere near as bad as these two. They're also 2 points off 4th place. That's to be pointed out, but I don't want to put doing great at the same time. I think that's a bit too nice. So doing okay is fine. They lost their first 3 games. I was there, all of them. I went home back to England and then they started winning again. So sorry guys, that's my fault. But on a serious note, they've picked it up. They've not been perfect every game, but they've been finding a way to win. And that's how Collingwood won the flag. They found ways to win. In 2022, they went on a big win streak, won a lot of close games. People said it was lucky. I didn't think it was lucky. I think if it happens that often, it's probably not luck. And I was right because the following season they won the flag by being consistent, by managing games. They seem to be back to managing games properly to the point where they do win games, whether it's close or not. So doing okay is fine. It's just that because of the start of their season, I'm still going to put them just not there. Okay, so yeah, there you go. I've also I meant to go Bulldogs after Adelaide. I don't know why I lost track of that. I'm trying to go up in the ladder. Yeah, so the Bulldogs, underachievers, I think, maybe not as bad as Brisbane. 1 more win than Hawthorn, 5 losses. They're smashing to Essendon as well. I know Essendon are doing very well, but still, as to be pointed out, they've not been good enough this season. They should be doing better than whatever they're doing right now. They're choking game they shouldn't choke, and when they don't choke, they smash teams by 91 points. So they're a very weird team to talk about, because they're very unpredictable. A bit like Freo, which I'll get to. Gold Coast. You guys know I don't like Gold Coast. You guys know I always criticise them. I'm gonna say this is on their this is based on the fact that it's Gold Coast. 5 wins 4 and being 2 points off the 8. For me, that's good for Gold Coast. If that's controversial, that's controversial. But for me, for Gold Coast, that's good. For Gold Coast, that's fine. Okay? The main reason also is because of their poor away record. If they were better away, who knows, they could be up here. So maybe I should put them down here. But I'm going to say that. Again, this is not a ranking of best to worst, by the way. So I'm not trying to say they're having better seasons than them. It's nothing like that. I'm basing it on standards and also the form this year. Partly based on last year's ladder as well. I think that is great for the Suns. I'm just saying. It's not great for most of the teams here, but for the Suns, I think it's fine. Freo. Unpredictability is Freo's middle name. The Fremantle Unpredictable Dockers. I think they're doing okay. They're doing okay. They're not doing great, but they're not doing bad. That is not bad. They're 2 points away from Collingwood. But they're just doing okay. They're doing okay. Maybe exceeding expectations, maybe. Maybe they are. Maybe they're up here, actually. They have no right being that high. They're exceeding. They're exceeding. They're exceeding. Essendon 100% times a million times a billion times gazillion times a trillion times every number on earth and in existence, in Roman numerals, in numbers that we know, and in every language on earth, in every number known to existence in every language and every culture, times together, triple squared, times by 2, times by 600 million, doubled, tripled and quadrupled and squared and cubed, whatever that number is. Essendon are exceeding expectations by that much. They are the most exceeding in the entire ladder. Look at them. They are third. Who saw this coming? Nobody. That's exactly. Nobody saw this coming from Essendon, but they are third. They've just beaten the Giants. They're on great form. They got North Melbourne next, who've got no wins. And on top of this, Essendon, I have to point out, have a lot of games in Victoria at the end of the season. I'm pretty sure I made a video about it on Stupid Idiots about St Kilda and Essendon's fixture list, because they have a favourable fixture list. Remember that fixture list that Richmond used to have, where they used to have a lot of MCG games? Essendon have something similar to that, where they don't leave the MCG or Marvel for a long time. They have a nice fixture list towards the end in terms of where the fixture is, where it's taking place. So, based on the fact that the great first 9 rounds and the fact that they don't leave Victoria that often for the rest of the season, that's a very good position. So they're definitely exceeding, and they could continue to exceed, but you never know. Essendon have a knack of losing easy games, because just like the Dogs and Freo, they are also unpredictable at many points. Geelong, I'm going to say where they should be. Obviously, I didn't expect them to do this well, but just based on watching this season and how good they're playing, how good their squad is, I think second is where they should be. I think, I know they lost the last 2 games, I get that, but they can recover from that, and I think they will recover, and they're still second. They were 7-0, so that's been pointed out as well. I think they're where they should be. I've lost track of which order I'm going in now, because I've already done Collingwood and Carlton. Right, Port Adelaide. I think they're doing great. I think 6th for Port Adelaide is great. 2 points off third as well. I think for Port Adelaide, that's amazing. If they were in the top 4, I would have put exceeding, I think. But I think they are doing great. They're doing great. So we'll leave it at that. GWS. I'm going to say underachievers for now. Just because, I mean, they would have been here. But they've lost a few games recently. All those games against contenders, I'm fairly certain. They've lost 3 big tests, and that brings some doubts in my mind. I know one game was Sydney SCG. That's a tough game anyway. One was Carlton. Obviously, Carlton have a knack of beating teams that they shouldn't beat. And this time, they're actually a good team as well. On top of that, they're a strong team, Carlton. And Essendon, who are currently third. So it's not that they've lost to bad teams. But based on how good they've been, and based on how good their squad is, I think 5th is underachieving. Is that harsh? Probably. But the fact they've dropped down to 5th, I know they're 2 points off third, but we can't give that reprieve to everyone. Okay, I think 5th place, considering how they've been, the fact they're not at least top 3, I think they're underachieving right now. I would not have said that last week, but I'm saying it right now. Sydney. Okay, so it's either here or there. In my opinion, they are exceeding. Okay, they are doing great, but I think even first place, even for Sydney, is beyond expectations. I think they're doing incredible. They're 1 loss to Richmond somehow, but still, they're doing great. They're winning big games on top of that. They got a great percentage. They're playing good footy. They're a fun team to watch. and they've recovered from last season, because obviously 2 years ago they got smashed in the grand final, so they need redemption. They got smashed again by Geelong last year as well, which destroyed them, but even then they still made the 8. You know, they still made it into the 8, maybe by the umpires against Adelaide, but still they made the 8. They still recovered to an extent, so the grand final curse wasn't as bad for them as it was for GWS at Adelaide, and they had a stronger squad than GWS at Adelaide did after the last grand final. So I had a feeling they'd bounce back. But to bounce back this well, fair enough. Fair enough. I just hope they don't lose to Geelong again. That would be very heartbreaking in the grand final. If that happens again, my word, even I'd be upset. And I'm not even a Sydney fan. I'm a Hawk. But yeah, I'd say they're exceeding. They're either here or there. I'm going to say exceeding. Melbourne, I think where they should be. I think there's an argument that could be made that they should be like 5th to 8th. But they almost are, in fairness. You know, they're on the same points as 7th. But I'd say they're where they should be. I think Melbourne should be in the 8th. And that's where they are. So, yeah, some of these definitely controversial. Some of these you'll definitely call stupid. But you know what? We're here. Well, I am here for it. I'm here for it. But I think all of these are underachieving. Based on their standards. I think they're just doing bad. But that's where they should be. I think they're doing fine. I think these guys are doing great. But I think they're also the positions where they should be. And I say these guys are exceeding expectations. Once again, people don't understand, this is not a best to worst. I'm not trying to say Hawthorn's better than Carlton. It's nothing like that. Okay? This is about, based on the squad and the 9 rounds they've played and how good they are and how good I feel they should be, and based on the games I've seen, this is what I feel. And you can let me know what you think. This is a custom tier maker. I've not even made it myself. I stole someone else's and then I renamed it. But that is what I think of this. So, hope you enjoyed the video. This was your boy Davidoff. Please, what have I done? Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and goodbye.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever